So let's talk about this. How delicate is this dance when we're talking about Trump 2.0? What can we learn from the first time around that CEOs can use this time around to build a positive relationship with the president-elect?
Frank, it's a very delicate dance. And the president does have a unique personal dynamic. He is a CEO himself. And the one aspect about the president is that he has a bias for getting things done. And that's what he said also in his campaign trail, that politicians talk a lot, but they don't do much. So he does have a lot of respect for CEOs, because CEOs are people who have a focus on strategy, but much more importantly, the hard part, getting strategy to work and getting things done. So as long as you have something to offer that is in tune with the president's stated objectives, and you are willing to spend the time to work at it, it's not right away, you got to work at it, and get in front of the president, get the president to get in tune with you, build a rapport, then you can make the ask. But you have to be prepared to give something at the front. And it really does work.
Okay.
It worked in the case of Lockheed Martin very well.
Okay, so that's one example where you're saying that was a CEO and a company that was able to kind of change the dynamic of the relationship with the president-elect. Over the last couple of days, we've seen a lot of reports where Jamie Dimon and the president-elect are having conversations, kind of back-channel conversations, some different reports on how frequent it is or how recent it is, but either way, it seems the president-elect and Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, of course, they seem to have a dynamic. So when you look at someone like Jamie Dimon or these other big-name CEOs, what are they offering? What does Mr. Trump want to get from them?
Well, typically it's about his main agenda, which is to put America first, to improve the private sector's ability to do even more innovation, and to improve the competitive situation for America, because we do have a trade imbalance, and he wants to use selective tariffs to help with the imbalance. If somebody has some ideas, whether it's reducing costs or reducing unemployment or improving employment in the U.S., then absolutely. I think the president is open for business and is open to a successful CEO, prominent CEO, but who has to show up when the topic is hot. It cannot just be at any other time. It has to be when the CEO is talking and thinking about certain things. As in the case of Apple, that was tariffs and taxes at that time. And Tim Cook took advantage of that and was able to get very good treatment for Apple.
You know, Fred, you're leading me to my next question. We're actually just showing a picture right now. It was Tim Cook and also Peter Thiel sitting there with President-elect Trump. So what can we learn from Tim Cook? A lot of people call him like a CEO/diplomat. When he's talking to Mr. Trump, what is he doing right that other CEOs can learn from?
I think the most important thing is to have a cool and calm demeanor and to find a way to build rapport. The president is very good at reading people. And if he feels that he can let the person in and give him more trust, it actually makes a big difference. Then you can build the resonance that really makes a big difference. In this case, Tim Cook managed to build the resonance and was able to get a favorable carve out of the tariffs that the president was planning to impose in China. Similarly, Marilyn Houston at Lockheed Martin, and I know her very well because I'm on the selection committee that made her the CEO of the year in 2018. She did a great job. The president was very vocal right after his election in 2016, saying that the F-35 fighter jet was very expensive and the prices had to come down. She met the president many, many times, built a tremendous rapport with him. In the end, he was able to make an announcement that he was part of bringing the price of the new F-35 jets down, while also encouraging the company to increase the number of jobs in the supply chain and all high-quality jobs in America. So give the president a chance to make a proper announcement, and you're going to get a lot of mileage out of that.